Hello everybody, welcome to our launch of our SVG files for Flower of the Month Poppy, and it is just beautiful. So as always, when you get your SVGs, or you may not know, so let's go start at the beginning. When you get an SVG file for your Flower of the Month, your basic Flower of the Month die, you get the same size. With the SVGs, there's a different matter. So we give you three different jumping off points. So we give you three sizes. We always give you the original, which is what the die size would have been. And then we work it in different ways. So there are three sizes original, and you will either get small, unlarge, or you will get original, large and extra large, or variations of. So when you actually do your printouts, exactly as you would when you're working with your reflections, with your dies, you print out your SVG reflections, okay? Now looking at this, it does look a little bit different. So we have a bleed line all the way around, and we've got the black box. Now the black box is really important when we're working with the ScanNCut and the SVGs. At the bottom, again, even, still all the information is on this sheet, but it is really important. It's Flower of the Month, Poppy, and we break it down to the folders that you're going to see on the SVG files on the machine. We've got Build a Bouquet, okay, so that's what the die would have been. Poppy, large, and this is where we give you the reverse reflection. So not only do you get the original standards way, what it was, which is orientation. Thank you, Andrew. We actually then also get the reverse reflection. So it's a flip. How good is that? So you don't get it in one, you get it in the reverse. But there's even better. You also get the decoupage to go with this. So we've done all the snipping and the cutting and the trimming ready for you to have all those pieces to decoupage on top, as well as those also being in reverse reflection and the three sizes. But they're only starting off points, okay? So if you've got your printer and you can resize on the ScanNCut as well. So if you want to resize your printed images, you absolutely can. But these are just three starting off points. So how do we actually get to scan in and cut anything out? Good question. So what we're going to do is now go to the machine. Now, you've got your SVG files, you've downloaded them onto your USB in the side of the machine, as always. Okay, yes, we can go retrieve data. So click on retrieve data, and we've got all these options. The one we want is our little USB key, so we'll click on that. Now I want my Flower of the Month Poppy. Then it gives us these different ways. So we've got Build a Bouquet, which is one side of it, and then over the edge. Now over the edge is the big standard shape, okay, just the one poppy. The Build a Bouquet is the one that gives you all the little tiny images, the poppy head, the seed heads and things like that broken down. For this one, on mine, I want Build a Bouquet. So let's click on Build a Bouquet. And then we break it down again into more folders. Detail cuts. Now these are as if it was a die. So all those lines and things that you see when you cut a die, that's what you're going to get with these. But these are beautiful to use as a drawing file and then colour them in. Especially if you use watercolour card, you can do some fantastic effects. The matte cuts, when you see on the die collections, you will get a matte die. So you get that die that sits in the background. That's exactly what we've got here, exactly the same thing. Then these are what we need. These are the reflection cuts. So these are for the printed images. And like I was saying, the original, it will always get that one. In this case, we've got a small and then a large. Well, I want the large because it says so on the printed piece that I've printed. Okay, then you've got other colorways and things, but that's if you're actually plugging it in and printing it out on your printer. So ignore that one. We've got our reflection DEC or our reflection cuts. Now the reflection cuts are your standard cuts, okay? The reflections DEC are your decoupage. So let's click on that because they're the ones I need. Now you see what those SVG files look like. So we're going to press OK. I never change anything on here. I never press the delete key because if you do, you delete the file. That's the only place where you can actually delete the file from your USB. So press OK. Now that's set onto a workable mat. Okay, this grid looks exactly like the mat that you work on, that you stick your printed reflections onto. First of all, we need to go into edit, because these are all single images. They are all single SVG files. Now, if I click on here, that little red box is jumping about all over the place, and that's moving from one SVG file to another. To be able to scan in, we need to group all of this together so we can move it as one piece. To do that, we click on the red boxes. That then takes us into the images of the mats. We want this one. We want everything on the mat. Now you can see we've got little red boxes on everything. Press OK, Object Edit, and Group. Okay, so this one here is your group key. So everything is separated on that mat, but it's now grouped as one. Press OK again. We're going to load the mat because we've grouped it. It's all ready to use, but we need to see what we're working with. So let's load the mat in. Okay, press OK again. Go through till we find the scan and press start. Super easy. And now all it's doing is taking that mat in, it's having a look, it's taking a picture of what it's seeing. Okay. And then that comes up on the screen. We now need to go into edit. Now here we have our lovely little magnifying glass. Now this is one of your best friends with the ScanNCut. That only takes it up to 200%, but if you click it again down here, that now zooms into 400%, so we can really see what we're actually working with. If I click my stylus on my screen, I can drag all of that down and kind of position it where I want it. It's nearly there, but not quite. Using my cursor keys, I'm going to just nudge that over and bring that down so you can see that little, that's perfect. So that red box is now situated over the black one, okay? And everything within here is now where I need them to be. So I'm going to say yes, I'm happy with that, and press OK. But if you're unsure and you want to double check, go onto your settings, onto your little mechanics key, and then click over one. This is a lighter background. Now you can see all those lines are where they need to be over your printed reflection. I'm going to press OK. OK again, and go right through to cut. And then you press cut. I've actually cut all of this out. This is all ready to go. So at this point, you press start and off it goes. So that is how you would then do that. So I'm going to unload my mat. Pretend it's cut all of that out. And those are my images ready. So remember, these are my decoupage pieces. So let's take all of this off. But even though they're decoupage pieces, they're like little additions, like tuck-ins and things, because all of these are going to be fabulous to add in background, height, and perspective to what we're making. So I'm going to put my mat out of the way and bring in the card that I've started to build. Now, these are all my ScanNCut pieces, but this, I want to say a great big thank you for our lovely David Waite, who's done this for me. Now, as you know, when we release our Flower of the Month, we do a Minecraft Studio version of it as well. So you get all of it in one go. You get the dies, Minecraft Studio to work with, and also your SVG files. So you've got so much there, all packed in for one item to be able to play with. The projects are just endless. So the lovely David has done me some backing papers to work with my poppies. So here he's done a background with different highlights of colour. This one is from the stamps and he's done it in black and white, and then he's done me a much smaller tiled version. So these are all tiled effects. Now I know David's already pre-recorded all of this for you, so if you go on to the Minecraft Studio link and have a look at that, he will demonstrate on there how to actually make these backing papers step by step, and they are beautiful. So now it's just for me to actually build the card. This particular backing paper I've popped on the inside because I think it needed that pop of colour. I've done an 8x8 standard card and I've cut it down, okay? So I've taken about 3 inches off the front. Then I've gone ahead and popped just normal tape on the back of this one. Just going to pick that up so I can actually see it a little bit better. That's going to sit nicely on there. Okay. Then I've done myself a white layer, just normal plain cardstock. All of this you can ink, put your paints on, spritzers, all sorts of different things. But I've just kept it quite simple. So that is then going on there as another matte layer. But I've used foam tape. And then the final backing paper, the smaller version of what's at the back, I've used as a ribbon banner, okay? And again, I've mounted that up like so. I'm leaving a little bit of white edge to the left. And that is the basis of my actual card. But this is using exactly the same. So these are the images. These are exactly the images that I'm now going to mount on the front. Now, my first one, I've put my decoupage on. So this is my standard poppy, and it's got all my decoupage layers already on that the ScanNCut has cut for me. They're going to lay on here. And again, I've used a little bit of foam tape. But how fantastic is it that we're now giving you all these options to be able to work with the same thing? So if you are a Minecraft Studio lover, you would know exactly how to make these backing papers, or even more so, you may have lots, if you've been working with it for a long time, you can give us hints and tips and techniques that how different ways of doing it. But it's so much fun to have it all just works, doesn't it? We've done everything for you to then just be able to play and build. So I've got an extra one here. I'm not sure whether I'm going to snip into this and add it on. We'll see. But this one is my Build a Bouquet elements, like so. And this is my Build a Bouquet elements as well. So these are my decoupage. So again, it gives us so many options because I'm now using my Build a Bouquet and adding in layers of decoupage. But I'm not the one that sat forever long. I mean, it is one of my favourite things to do is snipping into everything and making decoupage, as a lot of you will already probably know. But I've not had to do this. My lovely ScanNCut's done all of this for me. And then these extra pieces can be little tuck-ins. So I've got my poppy heads. Got some extra little poppy heads here, look. And again, adding in that decoupage really does bring all of your projects to life. And don't forget, we've got the tuck-ins as well. Okay. Oops. So I'm going to flip that over. This goes on the big one. This goes on here. Like so. So I've now got all these fabulous elements to pop on. So when we do the Build a Bouquet, we always snip out and take different elements from the original as well. Now, because I've used tape, I can lift that up and add in an extra there. Slide an extra poppy in here. In fact, snip that down. That's another seed head. Weave that in there, onto there. And again, I'm working with the Build a Bouquet element. I always like to try and lift them up and tuck them in, because in nature they would be entwined in and out amongst each other. They wouldn't just sit in one direction all flat. Then I have another one of the leaves to bring in. And with pieces like this, even though these are the decoupage elements, just think you can actually use them and tuck them in as extra florals, like so. Pop those all to one side. And then I'll need my pin flare glue. To finish off. And again, I like to tuck in and behind, because, you know, at the end of the day, the foliage doesn't just sit at the base of a flower or the back of a flower. They actually move within the whole plant. So tucking them in and bring them overlapping is exactly what it would do in nature. So don't be ever afraid to think, oh, well, what do I do with that? Always, if you want, if you are a little bit nervous doing this, audition it, pop it in, have a look and think, you know what, I don't like that way, I'm going to tuck it behind. And then I've got a couple of these extra seed heads that I can sneak in here. I don't want that one, I've used that one. And then just in the back, like so. But that is, I know we do have a lot of brand new users to the ScanNCut and to crafting in general. So that is quite a simple card, but there's a lot going off there. There's a lot of background happening. We've made all of these elements ourselves from the files. We've cut everything out using the ScanNCut, and that just is a beautiful card. But I'm just loving the fact that we have the backing paper as well. So thank you, David, for doing that, because that is just magical. All you need on there is a little sentiment or maybe a bow. So thank you for joining me with the inspiration for our SVG Flower of the Month poppy, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.
If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button, subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the bell icon to receive notifications of all of our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video, or click here to see more videos like this one.